Now to remove the metal, I'm starting with a putty knife and just very slowly working around the edges. All the way around. Working on the edges first. Working on the edges. And slowly, little by little, a little more and a little more. There it comes. Now the next step is to clean this surface, and we're going to glue the new sheet metal on, and when we're done it'll look something like that. The next thing I'm going to do to the top after I've cleaned off most of the glue is sand it with 100 grit sandpaper, just to rough it up a little bit so that the contact cement that I'm going to use will adhere better. And it always helps to have a can of compressed air around to clean things off. And let's next use a paper towel. Get that as clean as possible. Next, contact cement. The next step is to apply contact cement. And we'll paint that on. Looks like we've got plenty.
You really want the contact cement in there so you can seal it all up and not get any juices and stuff in there, right?
Yep. Alright, some contact cement on the other surface. There goes the new piece of metal. The very last step on gluing on the top metal would be to get a piece of scrap plywood about 1/2 to 3/4 inches thick, cut to the size of the top, and you would put it on, and with some C-clamps clamp the top on all the way around to hold the newly glued on sheet metal overnight. And of course you would want to get 5 or 6 C-clamps all the way around, clamped on tight overnight. You may not need the clamps and the wood to hold it down, but it's a good idea. And if you glue the metal on without the clamps and the top brace, and you discover it lifts later, you can heat the top plate with a hair dryer and clamp it overnight, and that should do the trick. A little bit of glue around the edges, which we will dry a little bit or take off a little bit later when it's totally stuck on.